Installation-SailboatsToGo, and we're going to talk about how to put this sail kit onto a kayak. This is our T configuration kayak sail kit. We have two basic configurations for kayak sail kits. The T configuration, and then there's a U configuration. The T configuration is pretty neat because it leaves the sides of the kayak completely free of metal, which is nice for the passengers. Anyway, here we go. The parts of the front assembly. This is the crossbar. This is the Bowsprit. That's B-O-W-S-P-R-I-T. And this is the Mast Step, just like steps to go upstairs, but this is actually a socket that the mast slides into. So it's those three pieces. You may be asked to put the U-bolts into the Bowsprit. Not very hard, but if you are doing that, be sure to include the washers underneath the star knobs. They are absolutely essential. So, you never take U-bolts apart, except if you're breaking everything down to clean it or something. For normal assembly and disassembly, it's a slide and tighten operation, just like that. So we move the bowsprit to the center of the crossbar, and we tighten up the star knobs on the U-bolt. No tools on these. The hand is strong enough. Same thing with the mast step. You don't have to disassemble anything completely. You just loosen it up. It's going to slide on, and then hand tight. Tight as you can by hand, but only by hand. Here's how we secure the front assembly to a kayak. On most kayaks, you'll have a bow handle or a D-ring right at the front. And so we'll go right through the bowsprit and through that bow handle, and we'd be done with securing the tip of the bowsprit. But on this boat we don't have a fitting like that to anchor to, so we're just gonna tie a knot in the strap and then go underneath. So the front is now secured, and now we do the crossbar. For that we take a very long strap, we double it over, get all the twists out, put the midpoint over the crossbar on one side, bring the straps around to align with the crossbar, and then we're going to go over the crossbar on the other side. Just like that. So now the front assembly is secured. Let's go to the rear assembly. I got this one already put on, so I'll explain as I take it off how it's secured. The main thing securing it is a long strap that runs just like the long strap we did on the front crossbar. But the additional wrinkle here is these two medium length straps. You see that? Now let me tell you carefully where those are running. They go through the U-bolt here, and then they go around that long strap as it comes up from the underside of the kayak. So we're using that long strap going up that holds the rear crossbar down. We're using it like a post. We go around that post and tighten up the medium strap. And then we do exactly the same thing going through the back side of the U-bolt and around that long strap on the other side. The purpose of that is to keep the rear crossbar from shifting side to side. See, that rear crossbar is what your steering oar is anchored to. So there's side to side thrust on it when you are steering the boat. And we need those two medium straps to prevent any side to side shifting, and they're very effective at doing that. Now I want to take the rear assembly off so that you can see the whole thing. We'll talk about how it goes together. Okay, it's a T like the front assembly is a T, but it's a little bit less heavy duty because less stress on it. We've got this leg of the T, remember, that went under the rear deck. If you don't have a rear deck on the kayak that you're rigging, then you may put a short strap through this hole at the end of the leg and go through the stern handle or a stern D-ring or around the tip of the stern if there's nothing there, just like we did on the bowsprit. In terms of breaking this down, it comes apart in more ways than the front assembly. This baby, called the right angle piece extension, it snaps out of this just for being able to compactly store and transport the rig. And that's just with a spring button. And the whole right angle piece is secured to the rear crossbar by the U-bolt. And to slide that off, we take off one of these ends and then we can slide it apart. So when you're putting it together, the opposite. Put the rear crossbar through the U-bolt, nestle the U-bolt in that slot. That's what keeps it aligned and very rigid. And then you slide one of the ends back on. And the rear crossbar is adjustable length by means of the spring button and this series of holes. So that's it. Two assemblies, a front assembly and a rear assembly, both of T configuration. And you secure them with the strapping methods that I just demonstrated. Let's talk about how the lee board mount and lee board go together. You can see we've got a plastic wing nut there and some washers and the shaft of the lee board itself, and then in my left hand the lee board mount. And outside the plastic wing nut you can see there's a cap on the threaded shaft. So let's go over the order of things. We've got the lee board mount, the lee board shaft, the rubber washer, and then the metal washer, and the plastic wing nut, and then a cap on the end of the threaded shaft. Now let's put the lee boards onto a boat. This happens to be the Sportfish. Here's the lee board, and we just press the spring button and slide that lee board mount into the end of the front crossbar. Done on the starboard side, and now we're going to do it on the port side. And there you go. Now let's put the mast together. We have our standard mast, which is a two-part mast. This one happens to be the heavy-duty mast, which is a three-part mast. And I've just about got it together there. Now it's time for the sail. Lay the sail out on the boat with the clam cleat on the boom facing up. The clam cleat is that little black plastic cleat at the front of the boom that holds the corner string of the sail. Make sure that's facing up when you lay out the sail. Get everything untangled, get the halyard rope free, make sure the sail isn't wrapped around the spars, and then you'll be ready for the mast. Put the halyard through the eye at the top of the mast, and put the mast into the mast slide and mast step, and then pull down on the halyard to raise the sail. The mast slide will need a little help getting off the mast step. From there, it will go up by itself as you pull down on the halyard. Then thread the halyard through the ring nut at the base of the mast step. Pull the sail all the way to the top of the mast. Don't want any droopy sails here. And then you can tie off the halyard at the ring nut, or if you like, you can feed it back to the crossbar and tie it around the crossbar. Then clip the downhaul onto the other ring nut and tighten up the tensioner on the downhaul. That's if you're using the downhaul. If you don't want to use the downhaul, it's really not too important. As long as you raise the sail all the way to the top of the mast, you can do without a downhaul. And there you go. This boat is rigged and ready to sail.